Please welcome the event directors for College Board, Ismael Ayala and J.R. Trito.
¡Prepárate!
¡Eso, mi gente!
Buenas tardes, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, prepárate familia. ¿Dónde estamos? Okay, so you've made it. You've networked. Where? Conexiones con cafecito. You've learned. Where? At this amazing conference. You've led with one another's conversation. And now it's time to close it out con estilo.
That's right, my friend. Bienvenidos tú, Raíces y Ritmo.
Eso.
Wait, is this what they do when they're on stage? They wave at somebody? Hi.
JR, you are my fashion designer, keeping me, fashion forward, right?
Also, look, I dress them, okay? And also the reason we're up here together is to finally show you we're two different people, okay? For years, we're two different people.
Extra petite, with these amazing shirts too.
We'll talk about this more later.
Yes, but today we are celebrating the art of creative Latinos keeping to our fashion traditions, attire, but also thinking about those special moments.
That's right. And then look into the future to new designs that tell stories.
Well, let's get started.
Let's do this.
So we'll get started, JR, by inviting our first designer, Brenda Aguilera, if that is okay.
Are you ready? Let's go.
Let's bring up our first designer, Brenda. So let me tell you, bienvenida.
Bienvenida, qué hermosa.
Bien.
Muchas gracias.
Qué bella. Hasta la virgencita la tienes, ¿verdad?
Sí, siempre.
Wow. Eso. So let me tell you a little about who Brenda is. Brenda is a Colorado-based designer recognized for her work with Yucatequísima and Latin Fashion Week Colorado. Her collections showcase traditional Latin American and indigenous design elements fused with modern silhouettes. Brenda honors cultural roots through ethically made pieces and vibrant storytelling in fashion. So let's welcome again Brenda to the stage.
Well, thank you. How's everyone doing? Hi. Woo! Wow, there's a lot more people than told me, but this is amazing. Thank you for being here. I love sharing, anything that has to do with my culture and my sport, and of course our designs. And yes, I would love to share with you about the Adelita dress, which is what I'm going to be presenting.
Great. So that's exciting. So, primero the hat,
Yes.
sombrero, gorgeous.
Yes, this is actually my helmet when I'm riding a horse. This is what protects me, when we have accidents or falls. This is actually our helmet. It's pretty strong. It's very, very strong. A lot of people have been in accidents and their lives were saved by this little guy. So
That's
we don't ride without it, yes.
Bueno, thank you so much for the gift. I'll take it later. Pero as we discussed and we were preparing for today, you shared how certain traditions are very important for Adelitas.
That's right.
So let's go ahead and get started and bring some models out.
Yeah.
But can you share with our audience what an Adelita design is?
No, absolutely. The Adelita design is an inspiration on the brave and encouraged women who were not only crucial part of the Mexican Revolution. These women were also the representation of the resilient, independent woman of Mexico.
En verdad, it's amazing los colores de estos vestidos, right? These beautiful colors, the stitching of the floral pieces. Wow. And what an amazing way to get us started con una niña tan hermosa, such a beautiful little girl, right?
And
Hola.
Mena is one of my riders. She actually is gonna move from stick horse to real horse next year. She's been on a team, so she's learning a lot about the tradition and the sport.
So,
I love it. Look at all the colors.
¿verdad?
Sí.
Thank you.
So, Brenda, how do you draw inspiration from your roots and community with these designs?
You know, my designs, they always have to be very respectful about the tradition and the guidance of the Adelita dress. We got inspired by this woman who fought in the revolution. And since the 1950s, she takes the stage, Since the 1950s, women are able to compete in charreria professionally. Charreria is a Mexican national sport. And we honor these women by wearing the same way they wore their dresses. And we keep the same style, the same fabrics, respecting that, but always getting inspired by teams or by the individual rider, you know, their personality, their style.
Yeah.
I get to have a conversation with them, and that's what I focus on.
Awesome.
And are they heavy? Are the dresses heavy?
They're very heavy. We have a few layers. The tradition says that we have to wear the boot, and then we have like some pants under, and then we have a petticoat, which, if you touch it, it's like super strong, like crunchy. This makes the dress, you know, bigger. When we ride, we actually ride side saddle, which means that both of my legs are on the left side, and one of my legs is completely in the air. So we are a drill team that do, you know, like a choreography like this, wearing these dresses. So they're very heavy, especially when you're spinning on a horse. Yes.
Pero, pues ahí estoy así también ahorita.
Bueno, así está, sí.
Sí, de ladito.
I'm practicing.
He's practicing for here, Albarda, yeah.
Ismael, it's not about you. So, have you been sharing, and you talked a little bit about it, the traditions, the elements, traditional elements that go into each design. As we get more models to come out, how do you balance honoring the past, our history, with new ideas?
Well, for us in our sport, it's very important that we respect the guidance of the dresses. We don't wear nothing that shows more than this on the neck. This is the shortest a sleeve is ever gonna get. The skirt has to go to mid side of the boot. We're not allowed to wear neon colors because back in the day we didn't have those fabrics, so we don't wear those. But you know, I feel like this is where the creativity of the designer comes along. And with children, I love doing the colorful because they're so, you know, happy little people. And I think that, like I said, every designer. That's Ellie. She loves that. Keep it going. Yeah. Thank you, Ellie.
Didn't we choose wonderful models for this show? I'm
Yes.
telling you, wow.
Ellie's a pro.
She is.
She gets to perform in all the fairs in Colorado at the stock shows. And this is a charro.
Tell us about the young man right there.
So this is a charrito. This is
Hola, Charrito.
See, yeah, a little shy now. He was practicing over there. He's wearing everything that goes with the tradition, same way as an adult charro will wear. He actually.
Eso.
Okay, one more time. Do you guys want to hear him again?
Otra vez.
Otro grito. Eso.
And that will be Isaías. He already rides by himself in a normal size quarter-mile horse. So he's going to be a pro when he grows up.
Well, and about the male design, like what goes into the male design?
So there's a few categories for the male design. This is a little bit more elegant, but there's also the one where there is no jacket or no vest. So he came very elegant for you guys today. Yeah.
It's amazing, amazing.
No, Brenda, these are absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
A ver, Ismael.
So,
Ay. Was that right?
You guys want to hear his
ya
grito?
más o menos.
A ver, tú.
Yo
You can do it.
canté anoche, so ya se me fue el grito.
Oh,
Ajá.
come on. We want to hear yours.
Órale, órale.
A ver, ¿cómo va? Hi.
Eso.
I sound like I belong in a mountain somewhere.
Brenda's gonna do hers.
A ver,
She's gonna do it better than both of us. Eso.
And I don't drink. Imagine if I did.
A ver.
So, Brenda, Today, earlier this morning, our CEO, David Coleman, as well as the Commissioner of Education, were talking about entrepreneurs, ¿verdad? And financial literacy and the importance that Latinos need to have these types of classes. You're a Latina entrepreneur, right? And we have educators in this space. What do you tell them to help their students prepare to be a Latina entrepreneur?
You know, I think it's very important. This is something that I teach. If you see the kids that you see on stage right now, they're students part of my school, Adelitas de Colorado. I have over 60 families that, let me work with their kids. And something that I focus a lot is letting them know that there is no limit. So how many things you can accomplish. And I feel like we are the generation that is going to change the narrative that Latinos are not only professional now. Now we're going to the next level and we're getting a seat at the table. And the important table is to make the decisions that are going to change the way this nation is going to go.
Eso.
Es verdad. Y as the models are out, and you just talked about it, but what's next? What's next for you?
For me, it's very important to share my culture because I really enjoy it and I don't want it to ever die. But I think that also, like I said, my school here in Colorado have about 50 families, and I want to grow it more in Colorado, but not just Colorado. My project for the next 10 years is to open one school a year in a different state of the United States, so we can share this, and not just with our Latino culture, or Mexican. I want other cultures to feel welcome, to come and learn and enjoy and feel the pride that we feel when we wear this. This is a military uniform that we're wearing. So I'm welcoming every culture to come and be part of it. I do have a few kids that are not Mexican and they're part of our school, and I really enjoy sharing that with everybody.
That's fantastic. And I love that you said that everyone can be welcomed. We can all join together.
Yes.
This can be a community thing.
Yes.
Of different cultures.
Las conexiones de nuestra comunidad.
See?
100%. My school is super Spanglish because I do have some kids that don't speak Spanish and some that don't speak English. And then some that don't want to speak at all, and then some that never shut up. So
that would be my 14-year-old son.
Yeah.
Well, another round of applause to the models, please. And also to Brenda. Muchas gracias, Brenda.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
A ver. Posen, 1, 2, 3.
You can take a bow. Take a bow.
Take a bow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's keep it going. That was a good first designer, right?
Thank you.
Round of applause. Ismael, you're always talking about the heritage that is nuestra comunidad. And you and I recognize the value of business entrepreneurs and the artistry that is fashion. But now I want us to shift a little bit.
So, ¿quieres que me vaya y me cambie?
No, we don't have time for you to go do an outfit change. That's not what I'm talking about. But we are going to shift a little bit. So we're wearing the Sarapes alma mater shirts that Ismael got these made for us in San Antonio. He got me like a child's extra small, so I won't be taking the blazer off.
But it does fit, doesn't it?
But it does fit because I'm petite.
I'm extra petite.
It is very important that we celebrate our educational achievements, and that's why we highlighted, we wanted you to wear your institution shirts today, and that is going to play a role as we bring on our next designer. So, welcome Gabriela Martinez. Born in Los Angeles, Gabriela is an award-winning fashion designer. She earned her degree in fashion design from la Universidad Regional del Norte. She's known for her haute couture work, specializing in wedding gowns, elegant evening wear that highlights both feminine strength, cultural pride, and blends both cultures into every design. Bienvenida.
Gracias.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias. Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure to me to be here. Thank you.
Micrófono, sí.
So, de nuevo, bienvenida. Thank you so much for being here. Te lo agradecemos. Y we're having a wonderful conversation of, you and I had this, right, as we were preparing for this amazing fashion design show, ¿verdad?
Right.
And something that I remember you telling me, right, is that your artistry is also about saving Mother Earth, ¿verdad?
Of course.
And re-ensuring, right? A lot of your work is about repurposing wedding dresses.
Right.
And so before I get to my question, let's welcome your first models to the stage.
Sure.
And as they're coming on, right, I want to ask this, right, is as a designer, how did your studies in Chihuahua and your own beliefs shape your voice in your designs?
Well, I started in the fashion world since I was 7 years old. My mom, she...
Ay, bien chiquita, you're little.
Bien chiquita, yes. Then my mom, I was born in LA, I grew up in Chihuahua, Mexico, and my mom, she always make the same dress with the same canvas for all my sisters and me. And as I am the second oldest, I start changing my clothes. Then my mom, she saw the talent on me since I was a child, and she encouraged me to be a fashion designer and go to Universidad Regional del Norte to get my fashion degree. And that's where I am now, right?
But tu mamá está aquí, ¿verdad? ¿Dónde está tu mami?
She's here.
Let's say hi to mommy right there. Bienvenida.
Yeah.
Nuestras madres latinas que siempre, ¿verdad? They're our initial strength, they're our initial advocate to really think beyond, right, ourselves.
Yes, I think it's very important to have our mothers behind. When they're
the parents and mothers play such an important role, especially in our community. So she must be so proud of you.
¿Cuántas veces te regañó?
Many times. Muchas con el guarache.
¿Verdad?
Siempre.
La chancla siempre
La chancla,
pega.
sí, siempre. Entonces, as the next two models come out, or three models,
yes.
I want to hear from you because, like you said, you grew up, you were born in LA, you grew up in Chihuahua, you studied in Mexico, you have this blend of both cultures.
Yes.
How has that influenced your work?
Then a lot. I always put something from Mexico in my designs, like flowers, colors, and also I inspire by the cine mexicano from the época de oro.
Sí.
Yeah, I like very elegant and glamorous dresses.
I mean, that's a very classic look.
This is like a 50s style embroidery. Yeah.
And tell me, is this all stitching that you're doing?
This is a lace already is coming like this, the fabric, but the other design is with painted flowers in the silk.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And
beautiful flowers.
And correct, you repurpose a lot of these.
Yes, actually, yes. I also have a business. I own a business here in Denver, in Lakewood, for 20 years. And we do alterations, we revamp, and also we repurpose some wedding dresses. And yeah, we recycle fabrics and everything. I can make any idea from scratch.
That's amazing.
That's fantastic, yes.
Thank you.
What are y'all thinking about these beautiful designs?
Yeah, thank you.
And what about the one that just came?
Yeah. Then that one, it's a wedding dress, and with the flowers are made with all the scraps we get from other dresses we cut.
So your creativity has to go beyond just that one repurposed dress, right? You're bringing in other components to help with your designs on that front.
Yes, right. Then,
wow.
Those are gorgeous.
Thank you.
Let's give these models one more round of applause. Aren't they amazing?
Thank you. One more here.
So now let's get our last view of your dresses, ¿verdad? Que tienes. You know, for us as Latinos, right, and our mothers, like you and I had this conversation about, oh my gosh, the sewing, the learning, right? Like they teach us very young.
Yes.
It's being a Latino entrepreneur as well, ¿verdad?
Yes, I am. Then I also, in my business, we are a team of seamstress. Some are from Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, and yeah, they're very creative. Also, we do men's clothes alterations, revamp t-shirts and shirts and anything. Then we try to make these guys very nice with some Mexican accents from the zarape.
I know,
Okay.
zarape,
Our zarape
ese
is right
zarape.
here.
Line is here, yeah, in the
Men, we can be fashionable too. Okay,
yes,
look at
of
this.
course.
Yep. We are models. We are dress attire as well, ¿verdad?
Yes.
So where do you get inspiration from?
Then from everywhere, sometimes music, sometimes fabrics inspires me a lot. Then I always inspired by fabrics I like these fabrics are from Mexico, I bring it from there. Also, I like travel and find beautiful materials all around the world.
So wherever you go, you
Yes.
find inspiration, you're bringing here,
Yes,
and you help
I
your
always
community.
bring something
That's fantastic.
from me to create. Yes.
Well, let's bring all the models out one more time. And as they come out, you have a room full here of educators
Yes.
that are working with our Latino youth, that in their classrooms now, they have students that want to be entrepreneurs, that see themselves as fashion designers. What advice would you give to these educators working with these students?
Then I will encourage teachers to educate the youths to be to make conscious about the fashion fast is really bad for our world, and we need to recycle more. The fashion is the second industry in the world who do more pollution.
Pollution. Yep.
Pollution of the earth.
Then
yes.
we need to not do more the fast fashion and support the local fashion designers, and also encourage the students, if they have a talent, just to make it right to them.
To go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
go.
That is
Encourage
possible.
them then
Yes.
to be creative, allowing
Right.
them to make the mistakes too, ¿verdad?
Yeah,
Porque
of course.
Me imagino
because
que you are doing
I did
different
so
designs.
many times, of
right?
course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and we can see here how repurposing,
Yeah.
reusing.
This was a very old dress, and I made it 2 pieces crop top with this lace. It was a very old vintage dress, and I tried to make it modern with 2 pieces and make it fun, beautiful.
Very gorgeous,
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah, and I can make any idea from scratch. All the designs are. The second dress is all with the chiffon silk.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and drapes.
Well, let's give all of our models one last round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriela, for
Gracias.
your time. Te lo agradecemos.
Gracias, muchas
Muchísimas gracias
Another
por
round of
ser
applause
parte
to
de esto.
Gabriela.
gracias.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, guys.
So our community has contributed as entrepreneurs. We continue to be individuals thinking beyond, right? Just who we are as individuals, right? Yo siempre estaba que my son is always telling me, Daddy, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur and I'm gonna sell tennis shoes, ¿verdad?
Sí, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, son, right? Not defeating his purpose, but I'm like, but you still need that college degree, ¿verdad? That's what I always tell him, ¿verdad?
And now he's into vintage clothing, right?
O sea, eso es la cosa. I was like, son, I could have saved all these old shirts and we could have repurposed them, as Gabriela just was telling us about, ¿verdad? So I don't know how many of you have old vintage clothing. I'm willing to take it from you.
Hold on to it. And he's also vintage, just so you know. Well, we're in Colorado, we're in Denver, but maybe we should move on to New York, no?
But again, this is Colorado. Prepárate Fashion Week.
See, but our next designer, let's welcome to the stage, Mauro Hernandez. Mauro is a multicultural fashion designer and art director based here in Denver, who has showcased his work in New York Fashion Week.
Bienvenido.
Gracias por invitarme.
He blends Victorian aesthetics with modern, gender-fluid silhouettes and streetwear influences. With a background in creative technology and visual storytelling, Mauro brings a bold, boundary-breaking voice to the fashion world. Bienvenido.
Gracias. Muchas gracias por invitarme, chicos.
So, bienvenido, Noel, Mauro. Let's first bring out your models, the first set of, or your models, ¿verdad? Let's bring them out first.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, as we bring out your models, right, I wanted to highlight that our afternoon has showcased traditional Adelitas,
Yep.
repurposing of wedding and evening gowns that we just saw with Gabriela's designs. And then also, right, you're now bringing, Mauro, the Victorian aesthetic. So from there, right, I want to know what is your vision, right? How do you get this infusion of Victorian couture and streetwear and where it comes from? So tell us a little more about that.
Well, I really admire like European famous designers. So my big designer that I admire is Alexander McQueen. He's one of the biggest of designing. So it's mostly about inspiring and inspire myself because I really want to get in touch with people in feelings and art and all that. So it's for me, it's not about doing what do you mean? What can I tell? Doing just clothes, you know, is doing art, doing something that is gonna be inspired, and then people's gonna love it, you know.
This is gorgeous. I mean, Cindy, I know you want the shoes, but I got them.
Well, I want that outfit, the second one coming out.
My God, look at that third one. I mean, tell us a little bit about these designs.
Okay, this design is inspired, is called Prayers. This is inspired by, well, my last collection is called Our Story. So it's about myself as an immigrant who crossed the border from Mexico. So this is about immigrants, and this is Prayers is inspired by, it means the family that stays in our countries, praying for us to get in safe in here. And this one it's more, I wanted to do something different, something fun, something crazy, because usually we as a man, we are very conservative and scared to wear something.
We're not.
So yeah, I like to always play with different aesthetic, different things.
And just like seeing the bow on that shirt, right? Like who would have thought to do that for a male shirt, right? But it's a whole different look. It's a whole different experience.
Yes, is what I want to achieve when people see my work.
And then this, I mean, gorgeous. Like, is every piece individual? Like, tell us how this is made.
Well, this one is called Souls.
Souls.
The meaning of this dress is all the people who die on the desert or cruise, finding the American dream. So this is made of metal paper. Everything is cut by hand and then sew it together and then make the silhouette with a voluminous skirt and then the sleeves. So it's like a suit, like very formal but very crazy and very extravagant.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Gorgeous. Let's give these models a round of applause.
Thank you.
And what I'm hearing as you describe the first three is how important your story, which is a story of many of us who came to this country and they're sitting here in this room, how we're trying to achieve that ideal dream and vision, but there's a lot that happens at the border, which you mentioned, goes into your plan, your designs.
Yes, well, it's very hard right now. Right now we have very hard times with the political system and all that. And I wanted to make a voice, you know, to be a voice for people who can't defend themselves. I don't want to be the people who defends everyone, but I want to be here, you know, as an immigrant person. I want to show that we are talented. We are doctors. We are people who is working for for their dreams and all that. And then, I want to show the different face that a lot of people has about immigrants.
Yes.
Well, let's bring some more models out, and I
Of
agree
course.
with you. Thank you for sharing that.
And I think, JR, when we're talking about stories, right? Like this is what I'm hearing from your theming of your clothing, Mauro. It's amazing that as a designer, you're sharing a story
Correct.
through your clothes and through
Yes.
your designs. So tell us what it makes you find that passion to tell the story, and how do you figure out what is it that you're gonna do with that design to get it there, to tell that story?
You know what? When we are artists, it's really hard to define when we are like a truly artist or somehow like that, because sometimes it's hard to find ourselves as an artist. So when I design and I try to connect with what I am feeling, it's always a connection with where I am feeling, and sometimes I design like when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm depressed. I always I don't know why, but when I am that different steps of my life. When I am depressed is when I became more creative and more
Interesting. So
crazy.
it's that feeling inside you that brings out the creativity, that sparks it. And as we're looking at, the boots, I'm like, JR, we need to get these.
We will
I'm
get
like, so for next year's fashion design show that you and I will be doing. So tell us about this one.
Well, this one is inspired by the colonies.
Okay.
With the sleeves, like very big sleeves, and with the apple in the front. And I wanted to make it simple but very elegant. And as you see, it has like gold buttons.
Okay.
That means the American dreams, for the collection. So I try to be like I try to make things very extravagant, but very quiet, like elegant. Something.
Like there's still messages hidden within your designs that
Yeah.
are not overly.
Yep.
So and then this
Oh my
this
gosh.
masterpiece.
This
Tell
is
us about this
amazing.
one.
Con las mariposas.
Yeah. Well, this is called Alas de la Frontera.
Okay.
Or border wings.
Frontier.
Border wings.
Border
wings.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
This is a representation of the little kids, or a tribute to the little kids that have been lost on the frontier, because they have died, and then a lot of kids, they're being lost and their families never find them. And the little the butterflies, that means the liberty of their minds of the kids, so the freedom that they have to have, but in different situations they couldn't get that.
Okay, I'm gonna get her shoes so I can get a little taller, Mauro.
I will too.
I'm just saying.
I will get it too.
You and me both, ¿verdad? JR, not so much, but you and me, ¿verdad?
Yeah, we will.
Right. Now this.
Okay.
Tell us about this.
This one is a tribute to the people that have been lost on the desert or on the frontier as well. And then it comes with a mask. It's called Payless. Right now I didn't add the mask because I didn't want to cover her face. But it's a representation of the people who has been lost on when they are finding the American dream. And yes, the little things on the little pompos are wood pearls, so that means the American dream as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
And wood pearls. So are you having to paint those individually?
Yes,
and
I paint them by
actually sew them?
hand.
Wow.
Sew it by hand.
How long did that take you?
This take me for about 2 weeks. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Not to mention the heels, Cindy, at the back. You should, I don't know if you saw them, but it's an amazing back piece to those heels.
Yeah.
Well,
Very aesthetic.
Well, let's bring all your models out.
Of course.
And as all your models come out, what do you hope people in the end feel and connect to when they see your designs?
What? I'm sorry. Didn't get.
What do you hope people feel when they
What
see
do
your
I hope?
designs? Same.
Okay. Well, I just hope to connect people and to connect with people, and then it's really, as an artist, as I told you, as an artist, we keep growing all the time. So it's very hard to say, you know what, I'm an artist, or to say, you know what, this is who I am. You've been growing on the process, but the main thing that I love when people see my work and I always try to be the best of myself, you know. I never try to be a competition for somebody
Look
else.
at your designs right here.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Wow.
I never try to be. Of course, I want to be competitive all the time, but I don't want to be the best of somebody else. I want to be the best for myself, and growing and growing. And when I connect, when the people see my work, they fall in love, and I'm very grateful. I feel very grateful about that, because I've been, as an artist, we do sacrifices. We spend a lot of time. We cry. We go through a lot of challenges in steps of growing as an artist. So, yeah, the main thing that I want is just to connect people and inspire others. If I can be an inspiration for others, that's all that I want. Yeah.
Mauro, pues muchísimas gracias. Thank you for the time, the effort. JR and I will give you our address so we can get some of these at our home.
Of course,
So,
anytime.
muchísimas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Mauro.
Muchas gracias.
Well, let's bring up our other two designers, Gabriela and Brenda, back to the stage, and let's give them another round of applause. Ahí vienen.
Oye,
wait,
JR.
Pero no, you didn't tell us about this?
Oh, this one. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's mine.
Well, it's
You're taller, so I think it fits me better. Okay. Just saying.
I can make one. Well, I made it myself too, so it's part of the collection as well.
On behalf of everyone, thank you so much for being here and sharing your stories and your designs.
Thank you.
Let's give our designers another round of applause.
Yep. Ismael, la foto? No one's taking our picture. Okay, we did it.
We got it?
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Gracias.
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 And if you go to the mobile app or our Cvent, actually our website for Prepárate, you'll find their website. They are more than willing to connect with you through that method. So I encourage you to support Latinos, Latinas in their artistry of this work.
This has been great. Did you enjoy that? Muy bien. I know we lived out our Project Runway dreams with this, JR and Ismael's Project Runway, that's right. But I do want to quickly acknowledge that this vision, what you just saw on stage, was the brainchild of Ismael. And so I really want to recognize the work and effort that he put into creating this piece.
You know, I think Mauro said it really well when he talks about humility and being humble. As Latinos, we tend to be that way, right? We tend to be very humble. So I'm also grateful for the conexiones with colegas like JR, who makes my big ideas come real into these spaces. So let's give JR a great round of applause. Also, because he got you fed today. I'm just saying.
I fed you all week and it was good. So.
Oh, that's right, all week. So thank you for, I want to say thank you to our designers for reminding us that Latino culture is not only beautiful, it's powerful. We hope this cultural closing reminds each of us that our students have many different aspirations and creativity. As you leave today, we hope you leave inspired with what you have learned these past 3 days at this wonderful conference.
So, applause to you. Thank you for being here. But I do want to add that It's you that's out there working with the students, working with those that have an idea that I want to go into fashion or that I want to go out and live my dream. And standing in front of your 2 first-generation college students that we could have never in our dreams imagined we would be here hosting a closing plenary, probably for the last time, Barbara and Cindy, we know. But the impact and that you have on students, it matters. And when it gets really difficult out there, and it is right now, we have to keep going because then we have artists like this that are gonna propel us forward. So keep going. Thank you so much for being here. Are we done?
Don't we need to say something else?
Okay.
Pues nos vemos donde?
And Chicago!
Chicago!
Thank you, everyone.
Gracias.
Adios. Safe travels.
Thank you for joining us for this year's conference. Safe travels home, and we'll see you next year in Chicago, Illinois.